Welcome to Let's Talk About Real Estate, the podcast for real estate agents everywhere. You are now part of a group of real estate agents and entrepreneurs who want to make a difference in their lives. People who are looking for ways to create hacks into the real estate profession in order to make more sales and at the same time have more time off. Agents are realizing that the old ways simply aren't working for them anymore. They are working far too many hours and most don't enjoy a work-life balance. Get ready to explore ways to hack your real estate life. I'm Lisa B. Hi and welcome to Let's Talk About Real Estate podcast. I'm Lisa B. Today I have with me an amazing lady, Denise Haynes from R&R Property. I'll let Denise tell you all about her office and what she's doing with her office. But I just want to say, Denise, that you're an amazing businesswoman, amazing real estate agent, amazing mum, and a marketing legend. And for that, real estate agents all over Australia are starting to talk about you and what you're doing. So that's why I wanted to have you on my podcast. So let's get straight into the questions. So firstly, Denise, can you tell us a little bit about your area?
Sure, and thank you for all of that, Lisa. Our area is quite vast, so we cover a few council areas. So we go through from the Great Lakes region all the way over to Port Stephens, which is your coastal, and then through to Dungog. So Dungog and Great Lakes are both mostly rural, so you have rural and residential as well. We have a small town, the one where I'm based in Stroud. It's only like 700 people in the little village, and the rest is farming area. And we have an office in Bulahdelah as well, so it's a little bit larger, but still your same thing, your little country town, and then you're farming around that. And yeah, it's just an amazing community that we live in. Country community, it has a really good feel, and we all work together to help each other out. As a business, we find that our community supports us so much. It's wonderful, and we love to return that by we sponsor them, whatever local event or causes we can. Lots of customers make mention that they have found our community to have such a great vibe, and that's why we all sit together and help each other out when we need to. Not that long ago, we were actually on Selling Houses Australia, and through that I met Andrew Winter, which I'm sure you've heard of Andrew. Mm-hmm. And he when he came into Stroud, he said, Denise, I was really worried about coming to do a small rural town like this. He said, because normally they're quite dead, but he said, this one has just got such an amazing vibe. So that was nice to know. Wow. I mean, he would see so many towns.
For sure. And you had the fastest sale in the history of the show, didn't you?
We did, which was really exciting. So we'd had this property on the market on and off over a couple of years, but it had been tenanted all that time. So it hadn't really been presented well. It was hard to get into when we needed to. And, we just had a few roadblocks, let's put it that way. And they came in, they did a makeover on it, and the next day after they'd finished, we showed someone through and it was sold.
Wow, that's amazing. I bet you he had a lot of relief on his face. It would have been, whoo, if he was worried about it, yeah.
Like, that's so amazing. So it was good.
Fantastic. And you've got an all-female team and you're in a rural area. So tell me about your experience in rural and how you're qualified to sell rural property. And also, the one thing I really want to know is, does anyone ever think you can't do the job as well as a man? Being in rural, of course.
Of course, yeah. Okay, so to start with, I've grown up rural. So I'm born and bred in this area. Mm-hmm. So pretty much it's just second nature to me. I just get it, I guess you would say. Mm-hmm. But in saying that, I've also trained extensively. Amongst other things, I'm a licensed stock and station agent. Mm-hmm. But honestly, where you learn the most is from being in the field, so to speak. Mm-hmm. I started my career in real estate in 2004, and it was within an agency that sold rural property. And from this job, I acted like a sponge and soaked in all the information I possibly could. I also live on a 300-acre beef cattle farm, so you learn lots from that too, of course. In relation to the female aspect, Honestly, yes, we do get some buyers who initially are reluctant to deal with us regarding rural, but the minute I start speaking with them, they realise that I know my business. And, you know, we've got an excellent reputation as well. Our vendors are well aware of our excellent reputation as rural sales agents, so they don't hesitate. It's actually similar to me. I used to work in a hardware store. It was my family's
Did
hardware
you?
business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, H&D Timber and Hardware in Raymond Terrace. I worked there for many years. All the tradies had no hesitation in dealing with us ladies in the shop because they knew that we were knowledgeable.
Yeah.
It was the weekend warriors we had the trouble with, if any, but it didn't take long for us to sort them out. R&R have a lot of the market share as well. We are an award-winning agency with a massive market share. So that doesn't come without extensive knowledge, and I've made a heck of a lot of rural sales over the years.
And you're qualified, you've studied and you've done it, you've lived it. So, and like you say, as soon as you open your mouth, people know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it just becomes second nature. You can answer all the questions, bang, bang, bang. Look, occasionally I still get a question that I think, oh, cross, and never been asked that before.
Oh,
But you just, you know, if you don't know, you find out. Same old, same old.
exactly. So now you've got two offices in your area. So firstly, where are they? And I want to say too that I always see your listings coming through on social media, and just the way you present them and all that sort of thing is just amazing. What's your secret to success? So where are your offices and what are your secrets to your success in what you're doing?
Okay, so our two offices are Bulladila and Stroud, and we work within a radius of about an hour around each office. Um, we do have the support of the community. As I said, they're a lovely bunch of people, so we rely on that support. We support them and hope that they support us back.
Which they
I've
do.
got an amazing team. Yeah, they do. It's great. I've got an amazing, hard-working and passionate team who treat the business like it's their own. I guess I'm truly blessed to have that combination.
Sure.
And I'm always looking for new team members as well. So people that are passionate about real estate and our area. I love seeing people thrive and create themselves a career, and that also creates immense self-confidence as well.
Big time.
In fact, yeah, I've had some staff members that have gone out on their own, and that makes me incredibly proud too, to know that, you know, I took them in, they worked with us, they learnt so much, and they loved it so much and felt so confident that they actually went out and started their own business. I mean, how much better can you get than that? That's great.
Exactly. That you've taught them and yeah, inspired them and like you said, giving them the
Yeah.
confidence. That shows you're a leader too. So you've become an amazing ambassador for your town and really like no other real estate agent I've ever seen, really, to just love where you live so much. So what is your inspiration?
I just love it. It's simple. I just love my area. And I truly never ever get sick of the beauty of the landscapes, whether they're our coastal strips or our rolling rural hills. I'm a keen amateur photographer, as you know, so I'm
I love your
always
photos.
thank you so much. I'm always driving around, and then suddenly I'll see something and I just have to pull over in that moment and take that photograph. Community members are so used to me, they're like, oh gosh, there she is again, at it again. We'll see Facebook tomorrow. And my poor daughter, she's always like, oh mum, can we go
Not
now?
another photo.
Yeah.
How funny, but they're
Oh, good now,
beautiful.
thank you. She's actually at that point now where she goes, oh mum, come and have, look at this, you'll have to photograph this.
Oh, wow. She's your eye. I mean, you've just got a great angle for photography. You know, that's what I love about it. Your
Thank you.
colors and your angles and all that sort of thing. And that just, on social media, is just amazing. As I said, just an ambassador for your town. Like, really.
Well, one of the local cafes here, the Crepe Myrtle Tea and Coffee House,
Hmm.
they actually asked me to supply photography for the decorating of their cafe.
Really?
Yeah, we've
Wow.
got prints up everywhere down there, and it looks really great, and people quite often comment to me, "Oh, we saw your photos at the
Oh,
cafe."
wow. Have
So
you got
that's
photos of
really
that? I
good.
haven't seen those photos. You'll have to show me. I'd love
Oh,
to see
okay,
them.
no problem.
Yeah, I'd love to see them up on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do a calendar as well. So
Hmm.
at the end of each year, we make up a calendar, and I use all my photographs in that.
Oh, wow.
And so each month has a different photo,
Yeah.
and we present those to our clients at the end of the year as a Christmas gift.
You are just so talented, aren't you? And the thing that I love about you is you repurpose everything. So they're your social media photos, but they're your calendar photos, and they're your, other photos
Exactly.
up on a wall. Like, and that's what true marketing is. It's using one piece of material and and finding, a million different places for it, which is exactly what you do. So, yeah, so tell
Yeah,
us about social
for
media
sure.
too.
Yeah, well, that's it. I'm in charge of our social media. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, of course, and Pinterest.
Hmm.
But basically, what I'm doing is on that, I'm not just doing just listed, just sold. We do those, of course,
Hmm.
but I'm more so selling our lifestyle. So, as I said before, when I'm out driving around or at a job, I'll take a photo and I'll put it on social media and say, look at my life, look at where we live, wouldn't you love to be here too? And
Mm.
just showing people what we see every day, and people just love it.
Mm.
So,
Oh, it is. I mean, I'm a real beach person. Like I like the surf and everything, but I see your photos and I think, "Oh my God, like it just looks so amazing, your creek beds and
yeah,
and as I said, you're just such an ambassador like I've never seen. Most real estate agents will stick within the four walls of a house or a property. Okay, this block is for sale, this house is for sale, this apartment's for sale, whatever. But you, as you said, you're selling the lifestyle, the community feeling, and the property. So it's the total
yeah.
package, and that's what I really love about it.
And don't forget, we have the coastal as well. So we cover rural and residential, and that's, takes in the coastal strip as well. So I
Mm.
do put out a good mix of all those different
Yes,
areas,
yes. So I guess
which is,
the ones that catch my attention are more the rural because that's not what I'm used to. So for me, it's like, oh,
yeah,
look at that cute little cow, and like
yeah,
just
exactly.
beautiful. So, and you get amazing testimonials from your clients, so amazing that someone thought that they were too good to be true, didn't they? And so, can we talk briefly about that? Only because I think it's so funny.
Oh, yeah, sure. So, yes, to start with, we do get some amazing testimonials. I guess that comes from not only working really hard for people, but also really caring about them. I certainly don't want to feel as though I've ever done the wrong thing by anybody. So, we always walk them through the processes and make sure we disclose absolutely everything we can about a property and ensure that it's the right decision for that customer.
Mm-hmm.
And, whilst we don't have a crystal ball in knowing exactly what a buyer would be prepared to pay for a property, we never ever buy listings, always stating the price we think it would sell for, even if that means we miss out on that listing, because it's just
Mm,
not worth it.
exactly, honesty.
But the situation you are referring to is where we put out a flyer with a couple of our testimonials on it, and sometime later we received a letter from the real estate authorities to say that we were being accused of writing our own testimonials. They were just too good. What can
Isn't
I
it
say? Of
funny?
course, we were able to supply evidence that they were in fact real testimonials from real customers, and those customers, I haven't done it yet, but those customers have actually said, we'll do a video testimonial for you.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that with it's just so funny. When you told me, I just thought it was hilarious. You're that good that people think that they're not real. So yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
So
I
you,
suppose, and look at
oh,
the
sorry.
sunny side, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Oh, exactly. You've always got to, especially in real estate. I think, it's such a roller coaster of a job, and I think, you just have to laugh at things, don't you? But anyway,
Yeah.
so you sponsor local fairs and sporting clubs, and it's a great way for you to meet people and be involved with the community. What do you sponsor exactly and what's involved? Because that's what a lot of real estate agents ask me is how can they get involved in the community and what can they do and what can they do at these community events? So can you let us know what you do?
Yeah, look, gosh, there's so many that I probably can't name them individually,
Hmm.
but we do attend our town shows and fairs, we actually have a few marquees depending on what function it is we're going to as to which size we use.
And they're branded all
but
with
we're
your
there.
branding. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes. Good.
So branding is everything.
Yes, exactly.
We supply free face painting and balloons for the littlies, so that's always a hit. Plus, we financially sponsor the events too, if that's applicable.
Mm-hmm.
We sponsor our local football teams and other sporting events, like the Bulladella Cricket Club, the Junior Cricket Club.
Mm-hmm.
We attend the Madawi markets most months
You get
and
a
just
lot
get
out of
out
that, don't
with
you?
our Look, they love us there at Madawi. It's really good. We recently sponsored the CM School Fete, and we sponsor the Morpeth Bulls Junior Rugby League team in Port Stephens. And just little things as well, like we sponsor the Cracker Night out at Stroud Road, and there's just lots and lots of little things. It's just about giving back to our community.
Yeah.
We believe that the more we can assist, the stronger the community will be, and the more businesses and new people to the area will come from that.
Exactly. I mean, you have so many little things, like you have the water bottles for the kids, and your football teams and all that sort of stuff. So it's just the little things that kids can take home as well, and it's got your branding, and they love it, and it's a win-win for everybody, isn't it?
I'm big on branding, so we have balloons that have our branding on them that we hand out at all the functions. We have little show bags with our branding on them. One of the locals actually joked recently that he betted that my husband has branded underpants.
He probably does. You probably do too. You have to tell me later. That's funny. So what do you actually put in the show bags?
Oh, so we have our brochure, our business cards. We have a little bag of lollies as well. We have a stubby cooler, so that's another thing that we provide. We have stubby coolers that are all branded as well.
Awesome.
It might be a pen as well, just things, DL flyers, just information about us mainly.
Yeah, perfect.
So that's the show bag for the adults, and the kids get the face painting and balloons.
Oh, perfect. And so you've got an eye for marketing. Do you think that's something you were born with, or does it come naturally to you?
Yeah, it just is natural to me. I've just always been naturally creative, even as a little kid. So I love beautiful marketing. I also find human nature very fascinating as well. So I'm forever trying to figure out the mystery of what works marketing-wise with people and what doesn't. So still yet to work that one out. And we just use many touch points. So we try to use a wide variety and range of marketing, because I believe marketing is not a one-hit wonder. It is providing many touch points.
Definitely.
And we try to think outside the box too. So I love to think outside the box a lot. I'd find it very insulting if someone said we were just the same as any other agency, because I just don't think that's true.
No way. You are nothing like any other real estate. No, definitely. You definitely have a massive point of difference, and that's your marketing. Everything you do with that. Nobody could ever say you're like everybody else. That's one thing. Never.
Love you.
Yeah. So what about your photography that you use?
Yeah, so I use local photography as a marketing theme, because it's about making people aware of the life that we lead. As I said before, we're selling the lifestyle. So as I said, I do the just listed and the just sold information, and what we've got coming up. We do a lot of sneak peeks. It might be just one little snap of a property that we're about to list before we put the whole thing out there. But mostly it's just the day-to-day of where we live. For example, one of the ones that we actually do, which is quite popular, and I know you love this one.
I do.
It's
I know what you're saying.
hashtag no traffic jams here. And that's when we have either sheep or cattle walking along the country roads, and we're following along behind, and I'm taking photos.
Yeah, they're all my favourite. I love all those ones. Yeah.
That's our one. of a traffic jam, and people love that. They get a good laugh out of that.
Exactly. I mean, especially like I'm on the way to Brisbane and I'm on the M1 and I've just been in 2 hours of traffic and I get to where I'm going and I look at you and it's like traffic jam. There's a cow standing in the middle of the road and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, good on
Yeah.
you.
Exactly. And something that I'd like to ask you, I posted in one of my real estate groups about the street library, and you were like, I've already done that. And I'm like, of course you have.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
so tell me about your
yeah.
street library.
Okay, so we have two of them. So we've got one at each office,
Hmm.
and all it is, it's just a little. Well, we've painted ours red. It's like a little letterbox. So it's a box on a pole, and it sits outside of our office. And people come along and they can put their used books in it, and the next person that comes along can actually take that book and read it, and then when they're finished, they bring it back. So it's just a little community library, and people just love the idea of it. It's quite novel, I think. The
Mm,
one here in Stroud, it's just outside my office, so I can actually hear people out there talking about it,
I
and
love
they
it.
just think it's amazing. Yeah, and the kids really love the idea of it too. So, and I know it works because as I walk past to go to my car, I see that the books have changed on a regular basis.
Oh, it's so nice. I mean, especially the kids are all on iPads and everything. And if you can encourage kids to read or even adults to read, I mean, that's an amazing feat in itself, isn't it?
That's right, and as I said, it's just something novel and it's a talking point.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Okay. And what
Okay.
about your newsletters? Tell me about your newsletters.
Newsletters. So, of course, we do the e-newsletters, which is, we've just listed this property and it goes out to our database. But we also have a printed newsletter that we do.
Mm-hmm.
The one for the Stroud area, for example, is called The Pioneer.
Hmm.
And that is a piece of local history story written on the front with
Hmm.
some beautiful old photographs.
Hmm.
And then over the back you have your real estate. So on the back we put, just listed, just sold, and whatever other relevant information we've got happening at the time.
Hmm.
And it's just a huge, huge hit.
Hmm.
We actually have people, and this has only just happened this week, had people coming into the office or ringing up saying, Denise, I didn't get my newsletter. Mabel down the road does, and I haven't got one.
So funny. Most real estate agents get abused because they're putting things in people's letterboxes and people are ringing you saying, Denise, where is my newsletter? So that
I
just shows
know.
the quality and I guess the relationship you have with your community as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And I've also had people say that they definitely collect them. They put them into binders because they do have all those
Wow.
loads. Yeah, and the local historical society collect them as well.
Really? Wow, that's
So they,
amazing. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
what an ambassador for your town. Seriously. Okay, so tell me
thank
some
you.
more bits and pieces. Tell me some more things you do.
Well, you mentioned before the water bottles, so they're sports bottles. We not only financially assist our local sports teams, but we also supply them with each of them with their own R&R property branded sports bottle. So
Hmm.
that just gets our branding out there more. We issue regular hints and tips about aspects of real estate for buyers and sellers on our Facebook pages. So it might be just, like we do it about once a week, and it might be a tip for a vendor on how to declutter, just as an example, how to present your home. And then there might be, financial tips for buyers on how to get a loan for a rural property, which, a lot of people do come unstuck with that because it is a little bit different to just getting a loan for residential.
Mm.
So just, you know, there once again, it's being transparent and having touch points. So people see us as the authority in our field.
And so podcasts as well. I went to a Gary Vaynerchuk seminar 2 weeks ago now, and he was saying, like, as far as marketing goes, make sure that you've got podcasts and make sure you've got audio going with, everything that what's changing in the marketplace, and you're already on top of this. You're already doing podcasts. Of course, you're on top of it. You're
Yes,
studying marketing all the
thank you.
time. So it's like, with Alexa and Google Home and things like that, everything's going to audio. So you're already on top of this as well. So tell me about your podcast. What do you have in your podcast? This will actually be a podcast, obviously. So, but what other things do you have on your podcast?
Well, we just find that a lot of the time we as real estate agents get asked the same questions over and over again. So we, we especially talk about the tree change, for example, which is what we call, people that moving from the city to the country. It can be quite daunting. So we'll talk about, what to expect with a tree change, how to go about it, and we'll answer all those questions that we know we get asked every single time by city clients. But then again, I've done podcasts on how to present your home to sell to a tree changer. So we work it both ways. So it's not only for the buyers, but it's for the sellers as well.
Sure. So it's like frequently asked questions and things that that are going to come up that you can help people with.
Yes, exactly. And also, we'll do suburb profiles as well. Just anything relevant that we think that people will get good information from.
Perfect. All right. Tell me some more things you do.
We blog. So talking about repurposing again. So our podcasts, we create blogs from those, and I've done the vlogs as well, so video blogs, just getting on there, chatting about our area. So the blogs I share all through social media as well. Tree change guide. So if you go onto our website, you can actually download your own tree change guide, and that's again all those questions answered for people in a booklet. So they can download that at any time, and that's an opt-in. So basically on our website you put your details in, like your name and email address, and we'll send you our tree change guide. So of course that then gives us their details.
Perfect, and that's really popular too. So that's been a great thing for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. Radio interviews. So I currently have 2 radio interviews a week on 2 different stations where we discuss all things real estate, whether that's the property of the week or hints and tips for buyers and sellers, plus market updates too, and just having a general chat with them.
I mean, something, Denise, like a lot of real estate agents will work in their business. So they will work, they will list, they will sell, they will upload properties to realestate.com or domain.com or, whatever their different portal is. But you are not only working in your business, you're consistently working on your business. So every week you're providing content, you're building to the foundation of your business, and that's why you're so successful, because you are always adding to your online resume of you and your business. And the compounding effect of that, you put on 1 article, then you put on 2 articles, and then in a year you've got so much content on there, and that's what you've done. You've just added to it. And you've also won a lot of awards. So tell me what awards you've won. There's probably too many to go into, but just tell me some of the ones that you've won in your area.
There is heaps. But Agency of the Year, we've won that for the last 2 years with Rate My Agent. So that's pretty exciting. And of course we're working on that again for this year. The Mid-Coast Business Awards, we recently won Excellence in Small Business, and that was right across the whole of the Mid-Coast, which is that's a massive area, and it includes many businesses, including large franchise real estate agencies as well.
Wow. Go get them, girls.
Thank you. For those that don't, we are just a small independent agency.
Yes.
So we also walked away that night as finalists in the customer service category, and also excellence in professional services as well. And I was also personally awarded as a highly commended business leader, which was incredibly humbling. And from that, we also got to go to the Regional Business Awards, so that was massive. That was up in Port Macquarie, and we didn't walk away winners there, but I felt like a winner just being there, and I was so proud of the team.
Oh, big time. I mean, we'll probably have to cut it there. I know you've won so many others; they were just the recent ones. But I mean, yeah, that's just
Yeah.
it's amazing the things that you've done with your business. So, what else can you elaborate on as far as your marketing goes?
Well, look, it's just been a massive year for R&R Property. We just opened our Bulladela office in January this year, so we've been marketing Bulladela a lot, trying to get that up and running on independently. But that was actually open due to popular demand. So we had clients over in that area. I've sold in that area for many years, but the community was saying, Denise, open an office, open an office. So we actually did that this year, which was exciting. Since then, we have also purchased one of the existing agencies out over there, so the owner could retire. So that doubled our rent roll and, of course, increased our team members as well. So that's been pretty massive. Yeah, we're featuring in a book this year, next year. So there's 2 new books coming out, and I will be part of those books, so that's pretty exciting. We are not finished yet, though, with a number of new ideas in the pipeline heading forward. So I can't tell you too much, but I guess that has always been one of my success secrets, to never, ever stay stagnant and to not take success for granted. You're only as good as your last sale is one of my mottos, and I truly live by that. So you've always got to move with the times and try to be ahead of the pack, all while staying grounded and empathetic to people's needs, your customers, your team members, and of course your family. And of course there'll be lots of new training too next year.
And maybe a new office, so we can't talk about anything like that. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what unfolds with Denise and the girls.
There's been talk. We'll have to just see.
Yoo, how exciting. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Denise. You're just a true ambassador for your town. They're lucky to have you, and I feel sorry for the real estate agents in your area. I would be, if I was a real estate agent in your area trying to keep up with you, I think I'd be exhausted.
Thank you so
I would
much,
probably
Lisa.
move to the next town, I think. No, you're going amazing. And as I said, everybody's talking about you all over Australia, just your marketing and all that sort of thing. So you're doing something right. Keep it up.
Thank you. And thank you for having me today.
Thanks again. Thank you for joining us at Let's Talk About Real Estate. I'm Lisa B from the Real Estate Hotline. I hope you found plenty of ideas to hack your real estate career. For more information, please go to www.therealestatehotline.com.au and please join our Facebook page at Let's Talk About Real Estate. See you next week. Bye.